G'day guys, it's your old mate Big J here. Welcome to another edition of Aussie Boxing Talk, the show that literally punches you right between the fucking eyes. And I tell you what, if I could get a hold of Mick Zerafa, that's what I'd be doing. Because I've just witnessed the most disgraceful thing in Australian boxing that I've witnessed since when Danny Green took on Paul Briggs for the IBO Cruiserweight title back in 2010. So after 2 rounds of what was going to build up to be a pretty competitive fight, Mick Zerafa went to the corner after a head clash. There was a little bit of a cut under his eye. It was a little concerning, but nothing too major. The corner cleaned it up after round 2. He told the corner he couldn't see. Excuse me. They cleaned it up. There was no bleeding. He said he couldn't see. He went to the ref, couldn't see. Went to the doctor, said I couldn't see. The referee, the doctor stopped the fight and it was ruled a non-contest after 3 seconds into the 3rd round. This is an absolute bloody disgrace. Mick Zerafa had no blood on his face. They took care of the little nick cut. He flat out quit. And this is one of the most disgraceful things I've seen, well, in almost, besides the Paul Briggs Danny Green fight, this is the most disgraceful thing I've seen in watching 25 years of boxing live in Australia. Mick Zerafa should be stripped of his license and never seen again. He's an absolute fucking joke. He's an absolute fucking twat, right? What he's bringing the game into disrepute. What Mick Zerafa has just done is just pissed over Australian boxing. Worse than what bloody those friggin' OnlyFans Sheilas do. And you know I'm talking about the Shanikas, the Ebonies, the Desleys, the K Scotts. You know, shaking their bums on the friggin' internet for $1 is nothing compared to what Mick Zerafa has just done to Australian boxing. He's basically bring the sport into disrepute, pissed all over it and made a mockery of the whole bloody thing. Mate, look at Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu bled for 10 rounds against Sebastian Vendora and you have the fight stopped after a little nick. Mick Zerafa is nothing but a quitter, right? He quit during Lara and he's a quitter in life, Mick Zerafa, because most of you will forget that him and Ebony Bridges was on a series of SAS, you know, when they have those 3 ex-SAS British soldiers coming to Australia and put celebrities and a few nobodies through their paces and give them somewhat extremely dumbed down SAS training, which would be basically boot camp plus a few other things, you know, that they do. You know, obviously me speaking as an ex-military member, I can say that the training that those guys put through was not much harder, or actually a little bit easier than what we go through at Kapuka. So, yeah, and he quit because he got his rib sore or some bullshit. I remember he quit, I think about 3 or 4 days in with a sore rib. So Mick Zerafa is a bloody quitter. And T Street just did a video. We saw the audio where he said to the doctor, I can't see. Flat out quit. And then he goes on the post-fight interview, oh yeah, no, I didn't quit. Fucking bullshit, you didn't, Mick. We've got the receipts. You quit, we've got the footage. You have brought the sport of boxing into disrepute. Your license should be suspended right fucking now. They should take your blue book and rip it up. For those that don't know, blue book's your little record book, a little log book of fights. Alright? They should rip up your blue book, right? And you should never be allowed to fight again. Because I don't know why No Limit continues to give Mick Zerafa chances. He's just run out of chances. I hope they throw him out on the street and say, piss off back to... Here's your plane ticket back to Melbourne. Piss off back down there. Don't ever come back. Because it's an absolute disgrace. Unless I see a medical report that's saying that he's got a broken eye socket or something, Mick Zerafa should never be allowed to fight again. Because the one thing Australians don't like is a fucking quitter. Like, when Tim quit against Fundora, I sunk the boots into him big time. Right? This is far worse than what Tim's ever done. Right? Tim quit because he was getting the shit kicked out of him and he went 7 rounds. Yeah, fair enough. Mick Zerafa was quitting because what? Nikita hit him maybe 3 times. If you go back and watch the tape over those 2 rounds, Nikita hit Mick maybe 3 significant punches and Mick fired straight back. So this is an absolute disgrace, and this is a bit of a conspiracy. So allegedly, maybe the whole thing was set up from the start. You know? But I don't know. George Rose looked pretty pissed. But he has been called he's been called the Don King of Australian boxing, so it wouldn't surprise me what goes on behind closed doors of these guys. This fight's been set up for, well, years, but really 6 months. There was a lot of meetings, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of things could have been set up behind closed doors. And remember, there are no refunds with pay-per-views or tickets, guys. You buy the pay-per-view, that's it. Your money's gone. So whichever fool's there wasted $70, I don't think, well, No Limit are going to screw themselves, because I said this to myself the other day, and I didn't say it in the video. I think this could be the beginning of the end for No Limit, because No Limit have no world champions. No Limit have no bankable stars, right? And let's not forget, the Zone is going to be taking over 65% of Foxtel very soon. And if the Zone doesn't like what they see, No Limit will not get there. How do you kill it for promotion? How do you kill any promotion? You take their broadcasting rights away. Right? If No Limit don't get broadcasting rights, they're gone. If their contract doesn't get renewed next time, they are gone. So, I don't know, but I think Mick Zerafa has just sunk his own career and possibly No Limit, because the Zone, because remember, Paul Mattioli come down for this, Sean Porter come down for this, Jimmy Lennon Jr. come down for this. Those guys, this was on a global scale. This had global attention, right? It was bad enough that we lost the Paro fight, right? And now people are going, oh, look at this Mick Zerafa shit. Oh, what sort of shit show are these No Limit wankers fucking down in Australia running? No international promoter will bloody have anything to do with them, right? So this is going to have some ramifications, this. And I think No Limit are going to be in some serious fucking shit, right? Because, you know, remember, a reputation is something that takes a lifetime to build and can be destroyed in an instant, right? And Mick Zerafa possibly could have just destroyed that reputation, right? Because Australian boxing is in a bad enough shape as it is. As good as Australian boxing is, we're still relying on NRL football players, right, to boost the numbers. All our female world champions are shaking their asses on OnlyFans. Would rather be internet friggin', you know, sex workers than fucking legitimate boxers. We constantly pad our records by fighting Indonesians and, you know, Taiwanese taxi drivers, right, and the occasional Filipino one, and more often than not, we've had their shit kicked out of us by Filipinos, right? Go over to England, Europe or the States and get our fucking asses handed to us. So, when's the last time an Australian legitimately went overseas and beat an American on American soil? George versus Lopez was the last time, right? That's the last time an Australian went over and beat an American on American soil, right? And you can count, you can count on one hand how many Australians have beaten Americans and Poms and European fighters, you know, in their home countries, on one hand. And even Japanese fighters, Lionel Rose, George, Daniel Gill. That's it. Right? Those are the only fighters that actually go overseas and beat a country, like an international fighter in their home country on their home soil. Sam Solomon too. Throw Sam Solomon in there. Right? There's 4 people. That's it. I'm pretty sure Sky never beat any Americans for the world title. She fought other people. Ebony doesn't count because Cecilia Roman was not British. Yeah. So there you go. I think maybe Shanika, because I think Sharetta Metcalf might have been American. So yeah, well there you go, 5 people. So, but absolutely bloody disgraceful. Mick Zerafa should never be allowed to be even seen in a box. He should just not only should he get a ban from fighting, he should get banned from boxing. He shouldn't be allowed to coach, commentate, nothing, because he's a pretty good commentator. But after pulling that crap, if he doesn't have a significant injury, he owes the entire state of boxing a heartfelt apology. But Mick, as far as I'm concerned, mate, you can take your apologies and stick it, because you've just pissed all over us. You've just pissed all over the sport that has made you a very comfortable living. All right, so Mick Zerafa, I'm done with you. I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to hear you again. Right? You've just done your dash, as we say in Australia. Fuck off, mate. Go back to the bloody construction site on Monday. Spend the rest of your life bloody lugging around bricks or whatever the fuck you do, because I don't really give a shit. Maybe you should do what I do, mate. Tackle bulls, wrestle crocs, and harden the fuck up, and you wouldn't quit because of a little nick. Tim bled for fucking 10 rounds against Fundora. He didn't quit. He should have, but he didn't. And at least he went 7 rounds with a legit world champion before he pulled the pin. So, you know, Mick Zerafa, you know, just fuck off, mate. Right, as always, guys, tackle the ball, wrestle croc, harden yourselves the fuck up. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments. What do you think about Mick? Should he be given another chance? No, or is he just a complete joke? Let me know, guys. All right, see you later.